This story happened to me and my boyfriend a few years back when we vacationed in the Dominican Republic. We had a beautiful suite room right on the water. Every morning, we would wake up and go into the crystal blue water to start our day. My boyfriend was at the tiki bar grabbing us some drinks, while I was floating in the water. There were a few other people in the water doing the same thing. I decided I wanted to go underwater and see if I could see any of the colorful fish, because the water was so clear. I went under and opened my eyes. I saw a bunch of fish swimming around and got excited, but then I saw something else. Maybe 10 yards away, I saw a man underwater as well, holding a camera and taking pictures. I could see the flash going off multiple times. At first, I thought he was taking pictures of the fish, but then I got the suspicion that he was taking pictures of me. I quickly resurfaced, a little creeped out. I was a girl alone in a bikini without my boyfriend at the moment, and I had this strong feeling that the man was taking pictures of me. I got out of the water and went to the tiki bar and told my boyfriend about what happened. I pointed to the ocean, but we couldn't see any man in the water with a camera. My boyfriend didn't take me too seriously and handed me a drink. I quickly forgot about the weird encounter and went on with my day. That was until nighttime. We got back to our suite around midnight. There was a live band and an open bar, and we were super tired. We were getting changed and ready to fall asleep when I saw a bright flash, almost like a camera flash. It seemed to be coming from our front balcony that was attached to our suite. I pulled back the curtains and screamed. There was a man on our balcony with a camera, taking our pictures. The flashes were almost blinding, and I yelled for my boyfriend to come and help. My boyfriend ran to the balcony, but the man with the camera hopped off the railing and ran off into the night. Terrified, we immediately went to the front desk to report the incident, but they had a hard time understanding our English and didn't really do much about it. I was extremely uncomfortable because I had a strong feeling that the man was with the hotel and that they were all in on it. Like they take pictures of unsuspecting guests and do only God knows what with the pictures. And I knew it had to be that same man from that morning underwater. My boyfriend and I didn't feel safe the rest of the vacation. Thankfully, our plane was leaving the next morning, so we didn't have to stay around too long. I won't name the hotel that we stayed at, but one thing is for certain: we will never be vacationing there again. This isn't your typical family vacation story. Every year, my family and I would take a vacation to somewhere tropical. When this story takes place, we were on the island of St. Martin. I was 15 at the time, and it was me, my younger brother, and my mom and dad. We had a waterfront hotel which was all-inclusive. We were having a great time in the water one day. My brother kept pointing out all the colorful fish. My mom and dad loved seeing us having such a good time. Then, maybe about 10 minutes into being in the water, my brother and I noticed that all the fish had gone. Like, there wasn't one in sight. We found this very strange because moments ago, there seemed to be hundreds. We were both in waist-deep water and wondering how this could have happened. My brother was explaining how maybe the fish got scared of something when we saw this large dark shadow getting closer to us. At first I thought it was a cluster of fish, but then I saw a large fin pop out of the water and heading straight for us. I grabbed my little brother's arm and started pulling him out of the water, screaming my lungs off that there was a shark. Our parents came sprinting over to us from their lounge chairs, and many other guests started calling their children in and to get out of the water. From the sand, everyone watched in horror and awe as a huge 13-foot shark cruised the water in front of us. I was shocked because I was told sharks were not common in this area. but we soon found out why the shark was swimming near us. One of the guests of our resort had reportedly gone missing the other day. His body was located about 50 yards out in the sea, about a half a mile away from the resort. He was dead, and his rotting body had attracted many predators to the area. What was even more disturbing was that I remembered seeing the man the other day. He was there by himself, enjoying retirement. He apparently had too much to drink, slipped by the edge of the water, and fell headfirst late at night. He drowned and drifted out to sea, and that was the reason the shark was so close to us, to have that man's body for lunch. And I'm still haunted by coming so close to that massive shark. I'm not sure if it would have bitten my brother or I, but I'm glad we had gotten out of the water just in time not to find out. The rest of the vacation was ruined. The mood was depressing, knowing a guest had died in such a horrible manner. We've since been back to that resort many times, but there's always that lingering feeling of what happened to him. This was easily the worst summer vacation ever. This was hands down the worst vacation ever. I had recently gotten a big promotion at my job. I work in advertising, and to celebrate, I decided to fly my girlfriend Jessica and I out to the Caribbean. I got us a nice hotel to stay in on the water with all the amenities included. I booked us for a week there and told myself this was going to be the best vacation ever. Boy, was I wrong. On day 3, my girlfriend and I saw some guys advertising a hiking trip through the Caribbean jungle that was about a half an hour away. We noticed that it was run by the hotel and not some random guys trying to scam the guests, which happens all the time. Jessica and I thought it would be a great idea to explore the jungle and gladly signed up that day for a 2:30 shuttle. When the time came, we all met in a big bus right in front of the hotel. There were about 20 other people from the hotel going, so we felt pretty safe. A half hour later, we got dropped off and we met our tour guide named Iggy. Iggy was a very happy and outgoing man, making us all feel very welcome. Once he went over what to expect on the hike, we made our way into the jungle. Not even 10 minutes into it, a group of 5 men appear from the trees. At first, I thought it was another group or maybe just some locals, but that's when I saw the machetes. They started yelling at us, demanding to give them any money and any valuables we had. I still didn't believe what was happening and was shell-shocked until one of the men came over and put the machete to Jessica's neck and said he'll spill her precious blood all over the jungle unless I don't give him everything that I have. I didn't hesitate. I gave him my cell phone, my watch, my Polaroid camera, and my necklace. After the men had robbed every one of us, they ran off into the jungle laughing and celebrating. Jessica was crying into my shoulder, traumatized, and so were the other guests. Iggy, however, seemed nonchalant and said that this happens all the time, and that if we wanted to continue the tour, we could. I knew right then and there that Iggy was in on the robbery, and I wanted nothing to do with this hike anymore. It was evident that so were the rest of the traumatized guests. We all told Iggy no, and made our way back to the bus. I'll be honest, I didn't think the bus was going to take us back to the resort, and to take us to some kind of human trafficking place instead, but it didn't. We got back to the resort, and we all immediately went to the hotel front desk to complain and to call the police. Unfortunately, the resort wasn't able to do anything since it happened off their property. No police were called. They apologized, but that was it. I was flabbergasted. Jessica and I still had another 3 days left, but I couldn't stand to be there another second. I booked the earliest flight out of there and paid the early cancellation fee. I didn't care. Jessica and I are now married, and we tell this story ever so often at barbecues and parties. We laugh at it now, but At the moment, it was no joke, but like I said, it was easily the worst vacation ever.